lived in the village. Upon hearing about Gopal's arrogance, he decided to approach him. Gopal didn't realize that the hermit could talk about his soul more than his wealth. The hermit told Gopal, "Wealth and power bring nothing. What truly matters is inner peace and contentment." Gopal dismissed the hermit's words as insignificant and mocked him. Seth Gopal's pride continued to grow, and he kept flaunting his power. He believed that his wealth and authority made him the greatest man in the world. He was often seen driving expensive cars and wearing expensive jewelry just to show off his lavish life. The villagers always cowered before him because they feared that Gopal's wrath would fall upon them. His words were sharp enough to disturb anyone. Savitri's situation was getting worse with each passing day. Despite living with her husband, she felt completely alone. Her mind constantly wondered, will my husband ever change? Will he ever admit his mistakes and let go of his pride? Savitri couldn't find any way to free Gopal from his arrogance and pride. She tried multiple times, but each time Gopal's responses were harsher. One day, Gopal's business suddenly collapsed. His once prosperous property and enterprises started facing huge losses. His assets began to be sold off, and gradually even his expensive cars and gardens were auctioned. Gopal realized that he had destroyed his entire life due to his arrogance and pride. It dawned on him that what he cherished most was only temporary. Savitri stood by her husband. She explained to Gopal that now was the time for him to leave his old habits behind and begin a new life. Gopal now realized that his wife was the one person who had always been his greatest truth and support. Gopal now realized that his wife was the one person who had always been his greatest truth and support. Savitri explained to him that he could still be a good person, but he needed to accept his mistakes. She said, "Money and wealth do not last forever, but humanity and love always do." Gopal then apologized to the villagers. He abandoned his arrogance and admitted that he had wronged his pride. The villagers were initially shocked, but slowly they accepted Gopal. They hated him when they saw his humility. Gopal began a new life. He had left pride behind. He began doing his wealth for deeds. He now sat with the villagers, sharing happy moments, never looking down on anyone. His mindset had completely changed. Savitri, who had always worried about her husband, now saw him happy. She realized that Gopal's transformation was her greatest joy. They both now lived a peaceful, content life together. Savitri's heart swelled with pride because she had kept her patience and trust to bring her husband back on the right track. Gopal and Savitri's lives had completely transformed. Gopal was now respected not just for his wealth, but for his humanity and goodness. He had learned from his experiences that true happiness lies in building good relationships with others and being kind, not just in money. Always be kind to others. The bell above the glass door jingled softly as Amara stepped into the corner store, the same one she passed every day on her walk home from Lincoln High. The store was tucked between a salon and a barber shop and run by a grown man named Mr. Ravi. To most people, Mr. Ravi was invisible, an old, stiff shopkeeper who never smiled and always seemed to be counting pennies. He wore the same gray sweater every day and had a permanent scowl. "Hi, Mr. Ravi," Amara said, placing the counter. He grunted, backing up. She picked up a chocolate bar and smiled anyway. "Have a good day." No response. Still, every Friday, Amara came in, said hello, and left with a smile. It was her small ritual. Her friends teased her about it. "Why do you bother with him?" her friend Jazz asked. "He's like a vending machine with attitude." "I don't know," Amara shrugged. "Maybe he just needs someone to be kind to him." One Friday, The bell didn't jingle when Amara entered. She looked around, the lights were off in the back, and the radio was silent. Mr. Ravi sat behind the counter with his hands clasped, staring at nothing. "Hi, Mr. Ravi," she asked gently. He blinked and looked up slowly. "I didn't see your usual smile," she teased, though he never smiled anyway. For the first time he chuckled. "Just a little." Amara raised an eyebrow. "I just wanted to say..." She hesitated. "You're part of my routine. I hope you're okay." He didn't say anything, but later, as she unwrapped her chocolate outside, she noticed something tucked beneath the wrapper. A small note. "Thank you. You're the only one who's kind to me." Her eyes welled with tears. Over the next few weeks, their relationship shifted. Mr. Ravi began talking, a little at first, then more. He told her he had lost his wife 5 years ago and that he'd had a falling out with his son. He told her about how he used to be a school teacher in India, how he loved poetry, and how lonely he'd become after moving to the US. Amara listened. That's all she did. No advice, no judgment. One afternoon, Mr. Ravi walked out from behind the counter and sat with her on the bench outside the store. "You remind me of my daughter," he said quietly. "She used to say, 'Kindness is free, so why not give it away?' You have the same spirit." Amara smiled. "She sounds amazing." "She was," he said. "She died when she was 16. A long silence fell between them. Then he added, "It never leaves you the loss, but kindness, it makes it lighter to carry." At school, Amara started something new. She called it the kindness wall. It began as a whiteboard in the hallway where students could write anonymous compliments or positive notes to classmates. The first week, only a few messages showed up. To Rachel, "I love your artwork." To Chris, "Thanks for tutoring me in math." To whoever picked up my books when I dropped them, "Thank you." By the third week, it was full every day. People started smiling more in the halls. Arguments between classmates dropped. Even teachers noticed. Still, not everyone was a fan. A senior named Ryan, known for his sarcastic attitude, mocked it loudly. "Oh, look, more fake niceness. What a joke." Amara overheard but didn't react. She wrote a note instead. To Ryan, "I hope today is easier for you than yesterday." She pinned it anonymously. The next morning, it was gone. One Wednesday evening, the sky turned an ominous gray. Thunder rumbled low like a warning drum, and rain began pelting the streets. Amara was at the library studying when the storm hit. Her phone buzzed. "Mom, storm is bad. Stay at the library or somewhere safe. Don't try to walk." As she looked out the window, she realized something. The storm. She ran. By the time she reached the corner shop, wind whipped her umbrella from her hands. She burst through the door, soaked and breathless. "Mr. Ravi?" she called. No answer. She rushed to the back. There he was, collapsed on the floor, his hand clutching his chest. Amara's heart stopped. She pulled out her phone and called 911. "Stay with me," he whispered, kneeling him. His eyes fluttered open. He managed a faint smile. "You came." "I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere." The ambulance came in minutes. Mr. Ravi survived the heart attack, but he needed long-term care. Tired, older than ever. "I don't know what happens to the store now," he said. "I don't have anyone left." Amara held his hand. "You're not alone anymore."